My name is Dr. Hassan Ayariga. I'm the flag bearer and presidential candidate of the APC, All People's Congress. Today I'm here to discuss with GUTA, to tell them my policies, not just about the trade union, but as Ghana as a whole. I will just release some of the policies I have. In the APC, we don't believe in promises. Promises have failed many Ghanaians. And over the years, no party is taken serious when it comes with promises. Parties that will be taken serious in this 2024 general election are parties that are bringing on board policies. And the APC is one party that is just concentrating on policies rather than promises. So I will just start with some few ones before I go into the trade union. The APC first policy number one is change of mindset. We as Ghanaians, citizens, stakeholders, we need to change the way we do things. We need to change our mindset towards work, our attitude towards our country, Ghana, and our role in leadership. As leaders of political parties, we also need to be transparent, sincere, and very honest in our dealings with Mother Ghana and dealings with the citizens of this country. We have a mindset that is a very problematic mindset that is not helping us build our country. Everybody thinks that somebody must do something. Everyone thinks that I am not the person to do it, you are the one to do it. We don't believe in building our country. We think that other people must come and build this nation for us. Nobody is coming anywhere to build Ghana. It is our responsibilities and our duties, and we must begin to know our role in society and our contribution building Mother Ghana. Until we begin to change that mindset and attitude, we will fail as Ghanaians and fail as a nation and fail as leaders. Yes. And that is very key. So Ghanaians, we need to begin to think differently, act differently, do things differently in order to be able to build the Mother Ghana we want. And until we all put our heads together collectively, become responsible citizens, dedicated citizens, trustworthy citizens, transparent leaders, and role models to the future generation, we will fail as a nation. So first of all, if we do not change that concept of mindset, no matter the leader that will be president of the Republic of Ghana, will fail. Because we will contribute to that failure instead of contributing to building our nation. And leaders too must be very, very transparent. Periodically, as leader, as president of the Republic of Ghana, you need to let the Ghanaian citizen know the state of the nation, the true state of the nation, not the political state of the nation. Number two policy is Ghana and Ghanaian first. This is where the trade union comes. As a nation, we've given out everything to the foreigners. As a nation, we're losing our sovereignty, losing everything. Ghana is no more for Ghanaians. Our businesses, our companies, our land, our resources have been taken over by foreigners. And if we don't begin to think about ourselves, the society called Ghana, and that Ghanaians must come first in whatever we do in this country, no matter what it is. In terms of job, Ghanaians must come first. In terms of local content, businesses, Ghanaians must come first. In terms of contracts, Ghanaians must come first. In terms of loan facilities to build businesses and companies, Ghanaians must come first. We cannot allow foreigners to take our country and then we call ourselves citizens. We are no more citizens. We are becoming foreigners in our own country. Look at our oil industry. It's in the hands of foreigners. Our mining sector is in the hands of foreigners. Our bauxite in the hands of foreigners. Lithium in the hands of foreigners. Oil in the hands of foreigners. Businesses, even local businesses, Chinese are taking over.
The retail sector.
Even the retail sector, Chinese are taking over. So what are we hitting our chest to say? That we are Ghanaians. My leadership will patronize Ghana and Ghanaians first for this country to grow. Policy number 3, that in order to know your people, you need to have what is called a national data system. We do not have a national data system. Then APC and Hassan Ayariga intend to roll what is called a national data system and base. That means that every Ghanaian from now on, when I become president, from your property, your facial recognition, your data, your businesses, your bank accounts, your blood group, everything about you will be taken into consideration. I am going to build a country driven by data. Not a country that is like, we don't know who we are. So in the national data system, we start with your phone number first, and everybody has a unique phone number. You cannot have two phone numbers, the same phone number, share it to 2 people. So that is the first identity. Then we come to your facial recognition, your fingerprints, your data. Then we come to your businesses. What kind of business? Are you a worker or not? Do you have companies or not? Do you run a business or not? Are you employed or not? All this information will be taken into consideration. Then we now come to your family. How many children do you have? It's captured. Your houses, your wife, your cars, the number of properties you have. Every information of you will be captured on the national database. This is how I will begin to know how you live, what you do, who you are, and what kind of society we want to build. After having this unique data, what it means is that there is no Ghanaian living anywhere in this country that I do not know how that person lives. Whether it's a worker, he's in Bunkurugu, I have his data. He was born this morning, I will get that data. He died this evening, I have a data that 1 Ghanaian is dead. So we have this data-driven economy that will now build a data infrastructure that all other institutions will be getting their information from that data. From DVLA, will get that information from that data. For instance, the struggling we are having with Ghana voters, ID card, and EC, you don't need to struggle with that anymore. When you turn 18, you'll be home and you'll get a letter that go to this office and then register to become a voter. Nobody is looking for you anywhere to bring you. You will go there automatically because systems are working, institutions are working, Ghana is working, Hassan Ayariga is working. With that national database, it now gives me the opportunity to go to the next policy of the APC, a national development plan. All these years we've been lying to each other that we're building a national development plan, the national development plan that has never existed. That is what we keep saying. We need a national development plan that will work from today. Today as President of the Republic of Ghana. And you cannot have a national development plan without having the data. Because with the national development plan, we are able to tell the deficit in agriculture, deficit in science, deficit in teachers, deficit in doctors, deficit in students. Everything that we need, we will know. Because the data is given out. A data-driven economy gives you every information about everything you want to know. And it helps in decision-making and planning. So this national development plan will now begin to plan very well. We can take students, for instance. We now need to know what kind of students are we training. Are we going to train the sciences, the businesses, the art students? Because we need to begin to build a society that fits into our lifestyle. So we are not training students to come out of school and become a better society. The students, before they come out of school, they already know where they are going because they are going to fit into the industries. They are going to fit into the manufacturing. They are going to fit into the production hub. They are going to fit into every sector of the economy. Without planning, we have a country that we have now. We don't know where we are going. So we'll never know when we'll get there. Because we are not planning. So that national development plan will help build this country. Will help give us a unique identification of what we need to do. From the National Development Plan, I move to the next policy of the APC. That policy is called economic lockdown. We locked down in 2019-2020. My big brother here understands the economic lockdown. Businesses were not moving. We were stuck at one place. Under the lockdown, 2 weeks, we could not feed Greater Accra and Ashanti region. After 2 weeks, we came out of the lockdown. Why? Because we could not feed them. We do not have what is called food security. What did we learn from the economic lockdown? Others said it became the crisis we are facing today. No. Others said Russia-Ukraine war became the crisis we're facing. No. The crises were already there before we locked down. But we should not use it as an excuse. We should use it as an opportunity to build this country and to begin to understand under the lockdown what did we face so much, so difficult that if there's another lockdown today, we'll be able to survive. We did not take into consideration that. But the APC and Hassan Ayariga thought of it and said, we are going to lock down our economy for 1 year. After becoming president, I will allow the trade union and all other institutions to import whatever they want to import. And I will lock down this economy. Lockdown doesn't mean I'm going to lock it down. No. I'm talking about economic lockdown. That means that we are now going to start producing what we have to eat, what we have to wear, what we have to build, everything. We must produce it now. So we are locking down and pretending that there is no country outside Ghana except Ghana. How do we survive? This is the purpose of the lockdown. How do we grow our industry? How do we grow our production and manufacturing? How do we become self-sufficient and economically powerful? This is the purpose of the lockdown. What are we going to do? So we must lock down until we produce. Look, we spend over $1.2 billion in the importation of rice every year. Meanwhile, we have farmlands around that we could farm rice, but we don't. We spend over $800 million in the importation of oil, cooking oil. What do we have in this country? Granules. We can do oil with it, produce oil with it. Shea butter, we can produce oil with it. Coconut, we can do oil with it. Palm oil, we can do it. Soya bean. But what do? We stop all these and we complain that we do not have jobs. And then what do? We spend over $800 million in the importation of oil. We depend on foreign companies for simple things that we can produce, e.g. rice, cooking oil, canned tomatoes, and all that. They will tell you they spend over $800 million in importing frozen chicken and rice and fish. Right in front of here, 2 minutes away is the sea. We don't make good use of the sea. It's also a mineral resource, natural resource. In the sea, we have so many things we can derive from. What do? Our canoes and boats are just by the seashore, catching many small fish. And we are not promoting it. Yet we import fish. Ghana import more fish than any other country. We import chicken the same. So the economic lockdown is to make sure that we become economically independent, not the physical independence we have. The mind must also be independent. The mindset. We do not have that. So we need to think differently and act differently and do things differently. So after the economic lockdown, we are going to turn Ghana into a production, manufacturing, and an industrial hub. Because the economic lockdown will now make us become economically strong and stop the dependency. We depend for foreign countries for everything. And that is why the lockdown, the COVID-19 lockdown, hit us so hard. And we didn't learn lessons. We usually have excuses for our incompetence. And I will not buy that. I will not accept that as President of the Republic of Ghana. I am not trained to be like that. We must do something differently. We cannot continue to behave like the olden days people. Even our forefathers are doing better than us. Why? Because our water bodies, when they were there, were clean. We have destroyed it today. Our farmlands have been destroyed. They left it for us. But what do we think? We think we are so intelligent and smart by giving it out to PPP. And not to our own citizens, but foreigners. under my leadership, there will not be PPP for any foreigner. Any PPP will be for a Ghanaian content, Ghanaian citizen. Foreigners can do their PPP in their country. We must begin to build the local content. We are suffering. Look at our young men and women. Look at our businesses. They are suffering. We give sovereignty to foreigners and don't give sovereignty to them. Bank guarantees to foreigners and they are struggling. And you want them to grow. And you want your city to be stabilized. It can never be stabilized. Because the foreigners repatriate their profits. So how can the city be strong? Okay, let's continue. I've given you the production, manufacturing, and industrial hub. Then I hope you just give me more time before I get to your place. Because I'm building Ghana based on policies. So you will see how my policies are moving one by one, stage by stage. It is a systematic, it's a cycle. So we are not leaving anything behind. The policies they follow each other, one after the other. When you roll this, you achieve, you move to the next one. So the manufacturing and production hub, we now move to the next policy of the APC, welfare, electricity. In order for manufacturing and industrial companies to be able to produce at a lower cost, they also must get low cost of electricity and water to produce. So under the APC, we are going to introduce what is called the flat rate for ECG, flat rate for Ghana Water. Flat rate. No more meters. Meters are deceptive. Meters are a form of taking people's money. Meters are used to lie to people. Your meter is reading more than you are consuming. And the ECG is ripping Ghanaians off. And I'm going to prove to you today. As a leader, my intention is to build a society, not to kill my society. As a leader, my intention is to grow businesses, not to destroy businesses. As a leader, my intention is to cushion the lives of my citizens, not to make their lifestyle hard and suffering and hardship. So sharing of national cake is not about giving you money. It's about putting institutions in place that will make your life and your businesses better. So under the APC regime, flat rate for ECG, that means that every single home in Ghana will not have meters anymore. Because of my national data system, I am picking properties of every Ghanaian, every building that belongs to somebody, we know who it belongs to. Wherever it is located, we have the geographical area of that place. So in every community, there will be an ECG office. And this is how we are going to build everyone. This is the 3-story building, or 5-story building. A story building like this will pay a minimum of a flat rate of 1,000 Ghana cedis every month, not more than 1,000 Ghana cedis. A single-story building will pay 200 Ghana cedis every month. 200. A compound house will pay 200 Ghana cedis every month. A kiosk will pay 30 Ghana cedis every month. An office, single office will pay 50 Ghana cedis every month. And a self-contained will pay 100 Ghana cedis every month. This is the calculation. Currently, the ECG is producing and earning $40 million every month. It has a deficit of 60 million. Because it's supposed to be making a minimum of 100 million to be able to break through. $100 million every month. Now, we have over 30 million Ghanaians living in Ghana. If we say that, give or take, we have more than 20 million homes in Ghana. So let's say that all things being equal, all the 20 million homes are standard houses. And we are going to tax everybody to pay 200 Ghana cedis. Multiply 200 Ghana cedis by 20 million. Divided by 15, you'll be getting $260 million every month. This is how much you'll be getting. Are you getting the accounts? Yes. This is for you to clap more than one person. 100 of you must clap. So if you multiply 200 Ghana cedis, multiply by 20 million homes, divide by 15, you get approximately $264 million every month only for homes, which the EC is struggling to get 40 million. And you are getting only the homes, 264 million. Moving on.